Venerable Bhante Pasadika and dear friends, today we are gathered here to invoke merits to the founder of Vishaka Vidyalaya, Colombo, Mrs. Celestina Jeremias Dias. This Bana sermon is organized by the Vishaka Vidyalaya's Past Pupils Association of Victoria, which I will refer to as VVPPA from here on. VVPPA has respectfully invited Venerable Ihala Gokarelle Pasadika Thero, Chief Incumbent of the Dhamsuwa Meditation Centre in Melbourne, Australia, to deliver the sermon. Bhante Pasadika is a senior Buddhist monk from Sri Lanka, representing Sri Lankan forest monastic tradition of Kalyani Yogashrama Sanstha. Venerable Bhante trained and ordained as a Buddhist monk in Sri Lanka and has travelled extensively teaching Dhamma and meditation practices to many devotees in Europe, Asia and Australia. Bhante Pasadika is more familiar to us living in Melbourne, Australia because of his English medium meditation programs and Dhamma teachings delivered online and in person since 2016. Vishaka Vidyalaya was founded on January 16, 1917 by the late Mrs. Celestina Jeremias Dias with 20 students and initially named Buddhist Girls College. In 1927, Mrs. Dias decided to move the school to its present premises at Vajra Road, Mambalapitiya. The school was then named Vishaka Vidyalaya with the school's motto Panay Parisujjati, meaning by wisdom is one cleansed. Mrs. Jeremias Dias was born on 11th July 1858 and passed away on March 26, 1933. Regarded as one of the island's pioneer female entrepreneurs and philanthropists, Mrs. Dias was known for her invaluable contribution to girls' education as well as other religious and social services. Merits from this day is extended to our founder, Mrs. Jeremias Dias, along with all our dear and late principals, teachers, students and families of Vishaka Vidyalaya. So this evening, the 2022 VVPPA committee and patrons are here at the Dhamsuwa Meditation Centre, Melbourne, and we would like to pay our utmost respect and gratitude to Bhante Pasadika for his guidance to do this online Bana sermon, providing an opportunity for Vishakians, their families and friends to join this meritorious activity with us. Many thanks to all Vishakians and all other friends joining us today. We sincerely appreciate your participation. To make sure this session takes place with no interruptions, please mute your mics and you can also ask any questions at the end of the Bana sermon. Let's begin the program by respectfully inviting Thero to commence the program. Aham Bhante Tisaranena Sadding Panchaselang Dhammang Yachami Anuggahang Katva Seelan Deta Me Bhante Dutiyampi Ahang Bhante Tisarena Sadding Panchaselang Dhammang Yachami Anuggahang Katva Seelang Deta Me Bhante Tatiyampi Ahang Bhante Tisaranena Sadding Panchaselang Dhammang Yachami Anuggahang Katva Seelang Deta Me Bhante Anukampang Upadaya
Yamahang Vadami Tang Vadetha
Ama Bhante
Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa
Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa
Buddhang Saranang Gacchami
Buddhang Saranang Gacchami
Dhammang Saranang Gacchami
Dhammang Saranang Gacchami
Sanghang Saranang Gacchami
Sanghang Saranang Gacchami
Dutiyampi Buddhang Saranang Gacchami
Dutiyampi Buddhang Saranang Gacchami
Dutiyampi Dhammang Saranang Gacchami
Dutiyampi Dhammang Saranang Gacchami
Dutiyampi Tatiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami.
Dutiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami.
Tatiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami.
Tatiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami.
Tatiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami.
Tatiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami.
Tatiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami.
Tatiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami.
Saranaagamanang sampunnang.
Amabante.
Panatipata veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Panatipata veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Adinnādāna veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Adinnādāna veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Kāmesu miccācārā veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Kāmesu miccācārā veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Musāvādā veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Musāvādā veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Surāmēraya majjapamā dattāna veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Surāmēraya majjapamā dattāna veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Tisaranena sadding panchasīlaṃ dhammang sādukang surakkhitāṃ katvā apamādena sampādēta.
Amabante.
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Dear all, today we all gather here to listen to a valuable Dhamma lesson. I think as the participants of this discussion, I think most of you are already aware about the values of Buddhist teaching system. I think I explain most of the time in my discourses that Buddhism cannot put under the category of religion. At the same time, it may not fit perfectly at the category of philosophy. So we use the word as teaching system to explain Buddhism. That is much better and gives wider meaning to the teaching system. Because when Lord Buddha born into this world, there were no Buddhists. Because we all recognize Buddhism as a religion or a teaching system by today, but when Lord Buddha was born, there were no Buddhists. He was the first person to ever found such a teaching system. So he taught this teaching system to a community where they don't have any Buddhist values. But they had values. Like our society right now, not only in the Buddhist community, but all other communities, all other societies, we have values. Those societies develop those values based on their experience, based on the way the society grow into that level. They have a lot of different diverse cultures and groups all over the world. All of them have values. So what Lord Buddha did was to add more value or guide people to develop their life or develop their society into a better level. Unfortunately, most of us did not really pay attention to that, but only to the teachings directly that are available as religion, and then we just follow. So if someone is following Buddhism blindly, without knowing the proper meanings of Lord Buddha's teaching system and without knowing how to develop all these things, and just only labeling themselves as a Buddhist, so we cannot recognize that as the practice of Buddhism. The only way to practice Buddhism is to apply those valuable life lessons and teaching system and pragmatics into our life. Otherwise, we won't be able to see the real truth or the value of the teachings that Lord Buddha have taught us. So, what we can see here very clearly, a teaching system explains how to develop your mind. People always ask me that, can you give an example? What kind of thing is this Buddhism? Because, I think the people from the Sri Lankan background, from the Buddhist background, we know it's our religion. It's that but we follow it in our culture. We brought up with that. But if someone from another community or someone who is not familiar to the Buddhist teaching system, if you ask a question, like if you say, okay, it's not religion, if it is not like that much associate or inclined towards philosophy, then what is it? Then we can say easily it's a bunch of techniques that you can practice. Once you develop those qualities and once you practice those techniques, then you can find wonderful achievements. Can you give an example? Yes, of course. Exercise. When you do exercise, there are certain techniques to practice and do exercise. If someone do exercise based on those proper practices and based on those proper instructions, there are universities that teach the technique, how to exercise. And different expertise have developed knowledge. How should we exercise and what happens to our body when we exercise? And we follow those instructions as well. We walk, we run, and we do all this exercise, and sometimes we plan our meal, and then we can achieve results. Can you do that by listening to a lot of exercise interviews and videos and audios? You can never, because you're not doing anything there, just listening only. Can you achieve the target by delivering lessons about exercise to everyone? No, you can't. Can you achieve that success of exercise by just printing a book about exercise? The only way that you can achieve the success through the exercise is to practically apply that. Apply those techniques. The person who learn more and person who find out the way to apply in the better way, that person may do exercises in the proper way without harming themselves and achieve results easily and quickly. And those who don't have any idea about health at all, they won't achieve the same. It will take a long time for them to achieve. Maybe they will end up being injured. In the same way, Buddhism is a bunch of technique to develop and organize our mind in a better way. Like as an example, these days we are really discussing about how to recover ourselves from the post-COVID situation, mental conditions that some of them are facing. Because our life has changed during that time. So the habits and the way we lived lifestyle has changed. So how to recover that? How to change into that? How not to overdo things by the sake of recovering. So this is very important in that way. Human mind is not like human body. Body, you may do something wrong. There is a way to correct that easily. Maybe there are some medical solutions there, but if you do not maintain your mind in the proper manner, if you don't exercise your mind in the proper manner, that won't give you results. At the same time, that might lead you to a dangerous area. So in that way, we need to learn the techniques like how to meditate, how to train our mind. Meditation is one of the most important and one of the most beneficial teaching system in Buddhism. I think most of the people are attracted to Buddhism because of its meditation techniques. We have samatha meditation that you can control, calm down your mind, concentrate. Also we have vipassana meditation technique that we can analyze things and we can experience further about the mind and matter. That we can get the knowledge about the mind and matter with further understanding. So I think especially if you talk about Vipassana technique is only available in Buddhist teaching system. That's another specialty in Buddhism. So then not only meditation that we can use to develop our mind, also the qualities. What most people don't really recognize is that Buddhism teaches a lot of qualities that we can practice. Knowledge is there, meditation practice is there, meditation pathway is there, but as humans, we should have qualities. Most of the qualities that Lord Buddha encourages us to practice, they are really important human values, human qualities. As an example, kindness, compassion, caring about each other, even using pleasant words. Most of us don't think about it. I think you know, Buddhism encourages more and more of us to offer things, dane, generosity. In Sinhala, in Pali, we call dana, and in English, we call it generosity, offering. So, we know offering is one of the most important and key practice that we do. We like to go to monasteries and offer things. We consider that as one of the main item, or one of the main segment in our Buddhist practice. Whenever something happens, we always try to go to the monastery and offer something and chant. That's good. That gives a lot of meritorious deeds, of course. But here, dana, when you offer something to someone, when you treat someone, when you practice generosity, dana is not the only one. I think you heard about the Satra Sangraha Vastu. There are 4 types of offering, 4 types of generosity that you can practice. You can offer people food, money, all these type of things that they want. At the same time, you have priyavachana, pleasant words. Priyavachana is a Pali word. So pleasant words that you can use. If you talk to other people with your kind heart, if you talk to other people with compassion, with kindness, with care, and if you use pleasant words to that, just like you're talking to someone that you respect, you never use a disrespectful word to someone who you respect. So if you can respect the other person in front of you, if you can use the same word, same pleasant words that you're going to use for the people that you respect, that's called piyavachana, the pleasant words. Those who use the pleasant words not only get the benefits from the society, like we think that, okay, when you use a pleasant word, if you talk to someone in a pleasant way, that person will be happy about it and treat you back. That's not the biggest benefit that can happen. The biggest thing that can happen is when you treat someone in a nice way with the nice words, first of all, your mind become more calm, your mind become more kind, and your mind become full of compassion and loving kindness. First of all, you start developing a lot of good qualities. When you develop lots of good qualities, then those qualities can help you to develop yourself. So like as I explained before, the qualities also can help us to develop ourselves, like meditation. Sometimes it can be more than that because it depends on the way you use them. If you are using the qualities more often, if you are a person with all these qualities, like kindness and compassion, they're just like a simple example for the qualities. There are a lot of other things. So if you can use that, then first of all, your mind become much more comfortable and calm and compassion-based mind. So most of us have forgotten that when you offer, you can offer pleasant words to others as well. Pleasant word. Sometimes one single word that you use early in the morning to someone can change that person's entire day. You can make one person happy just by using 5-6 words to that person. Pleasant words, kind words. So you can see how effective this concept of piyavachana, the pleasant words, can be. So that's why our Lord Buddha, one time there was a kind of an argument, also kind of a question from a prince during the time of Lord Buddha. He asked Lord Buddha, do you use unpleasant words? And his answer was like, if you look at the entire Tripitaka, I think vast majority of them, more than 99% of the words that spoken by Lord Buddha are pleasant and truth and beneficial to others. Because Lord Buddha never talk or never speak something not beneficial, and if it is not a truth. If it is lie or untruth, he will not take the side of that. At the same time, he will not speak it out if it is not beneficial. But maybe sometime for the sake of the other person's development, his mental stability, maybe Lord Buddha, maybe by looking at the perfect opportunity or position and the scenario, he will maybe use a little bit of rough words just to explain that person in a perfect way. That you can find maybe less than 1% in the Tripitaka. Lord Buddha haven't used that. He actually said that I always try to use that kind and compassion-based, mindful words to others. And in case, if the other person is not listening, if he have enough good qualities to develop, if that person is perfect person that can develop their mind to a higher level, I may use slightly unpleasant but beneficial but truth just to change them. So in that case, you can see majority of the word that Lord Buddha have used or delivered, communicate, are really pleasant and kind words. So that also gives us an example that we can't use kind words all the time sometimes, because there are excuses, but only you are allowed to use unkind words for the benefit of the other person, or if that is truth. So that's one type of offering. And also samanatmatava, that is equality. In Pali called samanatata, which called equality. If you can treat everyone in the equal way, in this sense Buddhism actually goes up to the level of all the living beings. Like we talk about treat all the humans in the equal way. Buddhist teaching system says that if you want to treat equally to everyone in the world, every living being. So, especially in the Karnimata Sutta that we chant every day, say that spread the metta to the infinity of universe, to everyone in the universe, without any limitation, without any conditions. That's actually a wonderful example for us to understand that Lord Buddha have explained us about the concept of equality. Now, no, we are talking about equality and treating everyone in the equal way, but the condition of samanatata, equality, was there during the time of Lord Buddha. He explained that it's very important to show that respect to everyone and treat everyone equally. I think it's much important and really beneficial for us who live in a multicultural society here, especially. If you don't look at everyone in the equal way, as humans at least, otherwise you may find a lot of difficulties in your life. At the same time, that condition and thinking system may lead to disaster. That thinking system may lead to conflicts in the society. So then he have explained about Atacharya, lifestyle that others can see and learn. A significant lifestyle that can be an example to others. I don't think that much of us live such a lifestyle these days. No? If we can live a life that others can learn from that. I think there are characters in our life. We all know there are elders and seniors, sometimes monks, sometimes people who practice meditation. A lot of different type of characters are there that we can learn something from them. Those people are really examples of the real human values. So if someone can be someone like that, that is also a kind of offering. So you can offer food, shelter, clothes, all these things. That's one type of offering. You can offer beautiful and pleasant and kind words. That's a type of offering. And also you can offer people equality. You can treat them equally. That's also kind of offering. And also you can live a life that others can get example of your life. So when you look at such a condition like that, like this is just a one quality of offering. I was talking about only one quality, generosity. Can you see that one specific quality we can divide up to different groups and expand it into a philosophy? Just one quality. In the same way, if you look at the kindness, compassion, mainly we have 4 different type of approach to the kindness and compassion. Metta, Karuna, Mudita, Upekka, also called Satara Brahma Vihara. Loving kindness, compassionate joy, compassion, and equanimity. So then these four different concepts leads to compassion, kindness, so-called that kind-based mentality. We can say easily against anger. So when you look at these four concepts, especially in the metta condition, metta is the loving kindness. In the Karanimetta Sutta, Lord Buddha explained how to show that metta to the entire world. Is there a specific way to show the metta? Or what is the limitation of showing the metta? What is the limitation of showing loving kindness to others? The best example he presented is Mata yata niyam puttang ayusayaka putta manurakke. I think we don't need any other examples when you explain this. I'll explain this in English. Mata yata niyam puttang. Imagine there's a mother with only child. Puttang is actually a son. Lord Buddha have taken that specific love, because mostly we recognize in the society mother love towards the son. Some girls always complain about it, and their mothers, they love their sons more than their daughter. Maybe that's the same during the Lord Buddha's time. I don't know about it. I can't want to comment about it. Anyway, Lord Buddha used that word. Maybe this we can translate as parents' love towards their kids. In the example, they specifically say, Mata yatanyam puttang asayaka puttamaraka, which means the mother with the only son. Imagine the love towards the son from the mother. It's a huge amount of love. So we can also translate as the parent, love from parents to their kids. It's a huge amount of love. Also, we use the word unconditional love to them. Most of the time I explain this with the kids, like we ask, is there a reason for you to love your parents? Most of the kids say, yes, there's a reason. They brought us to this world, and they are giving us education, shelters, this and that. A lot of different reasons for them to love them. And also I ask the kids sometimes, raise your hand if you have ever said that I hate you to your parents. And most of the majority of them, they raise their hand. The same thing I do with the parents, and none of the parents, I think I have never seen a parent raise the hand have ever said, I hate you to a kid. They don't do that, because they are mature enough to understand. And also when I ask question from that same question, like why you love your kid, I think 90% of the parents don't have a reason, specific reason, okay, rather than saying they are my kids. So then, which explain that parents' love towards their kid is boundless and unconditional. There are no conditions to that. No matter what the kids do to them, the parents will love them the same way. The kids' love will be different. When they grow up, they will love someone else and find their own life. They won't remember the parents as they remembered before. So it depends on that is actually the way they survive in that's actually part of survival. But the kids with the qualities, they don't really forget that. They remember how their parents treat them nicely, and then they treat them back. So anyway, imagine the condition and concept of a mother, parents' love towards the kids. In the same manner, Lord Buddha said that if you can radiate the same amount of love that parents show to a kid, if you can share the same amount of compassion, kindness, and love to each and every living being in the world, that is called the perfect loving kindness. If someone can do that, if someone can show the same love to the mosquito that is about to bite you and to your kid in the same manner, that's a level of kindness. That's a level of loving kindness. I don't think that most of us can do that. We are not still in that level that we can practice up to that kind of condition. But at least if you can radiate that, if you can expand that up to a level, at least your family members, at least people who live around you, at least the people in your society, at least to the mankind, at least to our civilized world, at least up to that level, that's really a big achievement. And then you can go to all the living beings in the world and all the living beings in the entire universe. So this particular system or the concept of unconditional love explained by Lord Buddha. Long time before. Not recently, not after all these advanced philosophy, not all after all these psychological development, no. Way before that. In a time that people have never even thought about those things. Lord Buddha talked about the social value. He have seen it. It's crucial for human being to develop qualities that if they want to be a stable human, if they want to have a stable society. There's no way you can achieve a stable society without qualities. The history have all the evidence. History have already proved that we cannot develop a society by force. We cannot develop a society by spending money. We cannot develop a society by other benefits. Only we can develop a society by developing one's mind, by developing qualities. So, if someone wants to change their life, the first thing that they can do is to develop qualities, good qualities. Just like I explained, I just explained 2 qualities only right now. Offering, generosity, and kindness. And there's a wonderful quality explained by Lord Buddha. Also, forgiveness. Most of the time, I think it's a good thing that human forget things. It's a natural process. Naturally, we forget things sometimes. When time passes by, we tend to forget things if someone do not remind them again and again. But it's not so easy for us to forgive things. But it should be the other way around. You should remember things that happen to you. Things are lessons. Your memory, your past experience, they are lessons to you. You can learn with that. But if you don't forgive and move on, that may disturb you. So that's why it should be the other way around. You should forgive everyone who have disturbed you, troubled you, say bad things about you. Can be a lot of things. There's no point of keeping that anger or that particular reject-based mental factor in your mind. That won't give you anything. Maybe it will give you bad mental factors that can lead to a sickness or something. Because we know that anger-based mental factors can lead to a sickness. We have already explained that, and Lord Buddha have already explained that in a lot of places, that person with the deluded mind, person with the extremely attached mind, person with extremely anger-based mind, person who worries all the time, maybe develop sicknesses in the future because of that worry in their heart. So rather than that, you won't get anything else. So the best thing that we can do, if you have anything to forget, remember them by the sake of a lesson. Just remember them as a lesson to you that you won't do the same thing again. But forgive. Don't keep that in your mind. That will grow and develop anger-based mental factors in your heart. I think you know the simple story about Lord Buddha and Devadatta. What happened to them? There's a simple thing happened. Devadatta, those days, long time ago, I'm talking about the beginning of this rivalry between, actually there was nothing from Buddha's side. Lord Buddha was totally calm and compassionate, so he didn't have any anger-based mental factors towards Devadatta in the previous life. But Devadatta, just because of that golden plate, he said that, he cursed Lord Buddha. He said that I'm going to take revenge of this thing that you have done to me in every life until you reach the end. Until the end of samsara, I will just follow you and I'll disturb you, I will hate you. He cursed upon Lord Buddha. And what happened at the end? He got nothing. This anger, that anger-based mental factors, that aggression that he had, didn't give him anything. Only thing that he suffered a lot during the samsara. And Lord Buddha didn't even pay attention to that. He didn't even keep it in his mind. He knew that he knew this person would follow him and disturb him. But the stories of the Jataka, that those stories gives us wonderful, valuable lessons that how we can develop our life in our society. I think most of us don't study Jataka these days. We like to study Sutta and the advanced concept of Dhamma, but Jataka stories gives us a lot of different type of inspiration. And this is how our Lord Buddha lived. This is how the Bodhisattva took decisions back then. So we have at least liturgical example. There are people who have taken decisions in such a way. There are people who have taken decisions and changed their lives, and they have achieved calmness and happiness in their life by taking decisions in such a manner. So these stories were really beneficial, especially for the kids who are looking for new qualities to develop, who are looking for values in the society. Also for parents, so everyone. Even a person who develop, or even a person who study up to the most advanced level of Buddhism, if that person don't know the stories of Lord Buddha, the qualities of Lord Buddha, qualities of a Bodhisattva, that part is lack. So you have to at least study what type of soft character that he was, what kind of strong and stable character that he was. And then Lord Buddha explained about these qualities, that human mind can change, transform from a wild mind to a very advanced mind by training. He have given examples, he have shown examples that people can be changed if you train them in a proper way. People who were trained, I think most of us haven't heard that before, but Devadatta actually sent archers to shoot Lord Buddha. We know about the Nalagiri story. We know about the story that Devadatta threw a rock at Lord Buddha. But there's a story before that actually. He hired a few archers, one or two archers, and then asked them to shoot Lord Buddha. Then he hired another two more to shoot them afterwards. And then he had another two more to shoot the second layer archers again, because they won't have any evidence after that, because the murders have been killed by someone and then like that. So, but none of them successfully did it. What happened? All of them became monks in the Buddha's dispensation. They went to shoot Lord Buddha, but none of them succeed. After they have seen Lord Buddha, they thought that this person is a really kindful person with a lot of compassion-based vibe. They didn't want to do anything. They just went there and asked forgiveness and became monks. So you can see, just by looking at Lord Buddha, they didn't even listen to anything. They didn't have any Dhamma knowledge before that. They just saw him, and then just by looking at Lord Buddha, they changed their mind. If by looking at Lord Buddha, someone can change their mind and become a good person, by listening to Lord Buddha, can definitely change their entire life. Because the correct way to see Lord Buddha is to see his qualities. There was one monk during Buddha's time, he was called Vakkali Bhante, Venerable Vakkali. Later he became an Arahanta. And before, this Venerable Vakkali went to Lord Buddha, and he became a monk because he liked to look at Lord Buddha all the time. Like he was inspired by Lord Buddha's appearance. So he became a monk specifically to look at Lord Buddha and enjoy the appearance of Lord Buddha. If you become a monk and if you stay around him, then you can see him all the time. So just for that, he became a monk. And then Lord Buddha knew this, but he was waiting for the correct time to give him a good answer. And then one day, when Vakkali had a stable mindset to understand, he explained, Lord Buddha himself explained that, Alang Vakkali kingte emina putikayana dittena. O mampasato dhammampasato dhammapasato mampasato. There's no benefit of looking at my appearance. My appearance is not Lord Buddha. The person who looks at me right now, as by the person who is looking at the appearance, consider this is Lord Buddha. This appearance is not Lord Buddha. He himself explained that. Lord Buddha said, my appearance is not me. Dhammam pasato mam pasata. My qualities are me. The Dhamma that I explain are me. If someone sees the Dhamma, if someone understands it, if someone can recognize the qualities of Lord Buddha, if someone can practice the qualities of Lord Buddha, that's the Lord Buddha. Otherwise, the appearance is not the Lord Buddha that I want you to see. Of course, that when you look at the appearance of Lord Buddha, it is Lord Buddha there, but that's not what Lord Buddha would us see as Lord Buddha. That is his qualities. That is Dhamma. So the person who practices Dhamma will only recognize it. We will only practice the Dhamma in the proper way. So that's why we always encourage the most important, as I explained in the beginning, there are techniques. We always encourage to follow the techniques. There are traditions that we respect. There is a culture that we respect in our Buddhist theory and in our Buddhist philosophy. In the Buddhist surrounding, you can see all these cultural values are there, historical values are there, traditional values are there. But the most important and the most effective value is the Dhamma and the practice. Application. That's why I said pragmatics. The application is the most important part. No matter how much you learn about compassion and kindness, if you're not applying compassion and kindness, no matter how much you learn about generosity, if you're not applying generosity and offering, no matter how much you talk about forgiveness, but if you don't forgive, then we don't have evidence to show that we are practicing. We have evidence to show that we know. We have evidence to show that we understand. We have the knowledge, but we don't have the practice, which means we haven't gained anything by developing or practicing Buddhism. So if someone wants to gain something from Buddhism, develop something from Buddhist teaching system, the only way to do that is to practice them, to apply them in their life. During Lord Buddha's time, there were monks and lay people who came to the Buddha Sasana because of other benefits. There were Bhikkhuni, she was a beggar before. She didn't have any idea about Buddhism. She just came to the monastery where the Bhikkhuni Patachara lived, one of the most popular Bhikkhuni in our history. So Patachara Bhikkhuni lived there, and she was an Arahanta at that time. So this beggar came to that place, and she saw that leftover food are there, and you can eat in the monastery after the lunchtime. A lot of leftover food that no one want to eat, and if you don't eat, sometimes people bring them back. So then they offer that food to the beggars as well. So the beggar used to come to the monastery and eat food there. Later the beggar decide, why should I walk there every day? I can live there. I can just become a nun and eat every day. So when she went to ask for the nunhood, they knew that those are Arahant Bhikkhunis, and they definitely know what is going on there, but they show that compassion towards them. Okay, if they want to come and just eat, just let them come. At least they will listen some Dhamma there. So actually that's what happened. She became a nun, and now she's happy with the life. Nothing much to do, just some cleaning duties, and you get the food and you eat and sleep there, easy. And then later, she was happy with the life. At the same time, she started listening to Dhamma. Because when you're in an environment with people who discuss Dhamma, people who deliver wonderful knowledge to us, your mind starts changing slowly. That's what happened to her. She started listening to Dhamma talks, and she started listening to the meaning of the Dhammas. So then she was like really inspired by that. Then she thought, like, why shouldn't I practice them? It's really, really beneficial. So then she started practicing meditation. She started practicing the Dhamma. And slowly she became an Arahanta. She reached the Nibbana. So imagine the intention of the person was there, but the teaching system itself has the ability to change. But there's one important lesson is there, that is the environment. We have to agree to that. no matter how much we want to develop the qualities, if you are not developing the environment, if you are not in the proper environment, you won't be able to develop because the influence is not there. In Pali, we call it Kalyana Mittata, noble friends. The encouragement and the real explanation about what we are doing right now. Like when you explain about a Dhamma matter, especially, as an example, imagine that you're living in a society that your friends totally discourage all type of Dhamma teachings and all type of practices. Then you will not even feel like practice because you won't even feel comfortable to say to others, I'm practicing the Dhamma. You won't even feel comfortable to say to the others that I'm meditating. Why? Because the friends around you and the people around you, then your surrounding, your environment, don't really encourage you to practice. So if you're living in an environment that do not encourage the practice of the Dhamma, that do not encourage the practice of the meditation or anything like that, that environment is the most unfortunate environment that you're going to live ever. That environment may give you all the money, may give you all the facilities, food, all the commodities you want, but if they don't encourage you to practice Dhamma, that society is not a society that one can develop. The influence, encouragement, and the environment is really important. That's why Kalyana Mittata, a noble friend, is very important. Someone that tells you the right pathway and encourages you the right pathway and guide you through the right pathway. And at least to explore. And these days we have this problem a lot everywhere. We always talk about the freedom of knowledge. We always talk about open mindset. We always talk about to being open and understand things in a proper way. But if we are open, we should be open to everything. If you're an open-minded person, you should be open to the techniques of Lord Buddha, techniques of Buddhism as well. You will not lose anything just by practicing them. So those who are not really encouraging, you should have enough courage to ignore that discouragement, ignore that understanding of the other person, ignore the other comment, try out yourself. That's how you become an open-minded person. Like if you're saying open-minded, but you close one ideology in your life, that's not open mind. If you're an open-minded person, you should be open to all the ideologies and then practice them and see the results. If you close the doors to all other things, or if you open the door to all other things and close the door to the practice of Lord Buddha's teaching system, that person cannot recognize as an open-minded person, because open-minded person will open all the doors, will accept all the knowledge and try out all the knowledge, will give the similar opportunity to everything. So at least if someone can try it out, go for a trial and error method, at least that person may find some happiness and some seclusion in their mind by practicing the Dhamma. So that's why there are a lot of other things. As I say, qualities are important. At the same time, a noble friend or the environment is important. So how all these things can help us to get out of these difficult mental conditions that we are experiencing? I have already explained that. Changing someone's mind. It's a process. You can't just chant something and say, okay, from tomorrow onwards your life will be wonderful. It won't happen like that. So yes, we have experienced a difficult time during this pandemic period. And it's okay that we have suffered or we have experienced something that we didn't want to experience. But now is the time for us to change, to develop our mind. Lord Buddha explained a wonderful stanza, specifically explained based on Angulimala's character, because we know Angulimala was not a perfect person before, was a serial killer in a way, and later he changed, and then he became a monk and reached Arahanta. So, based on his life, Lord Buddha stated a stanza called Yocha Pubbe Pamajjitva Pachaso Nappamajjati Soimang Lokam Babahaseti Abhamutto Chandeva, which means someone can be late in the beginning I'll explain the word late. We use the word called heedfulness, unheedful. Maybe that is too, maybe most of you don't know about that apamada and pamada concept. Apamada means the person who is not practicing the path. Pamada means the person who is not practicing the pathway. Apamada means the person who is practicing the pathway. Heedful person. So, a person who is not practicing the pathway, yocha pubbe pamajitta, the person who don't practice the pathway before, or does the wrong things before, pachaso napamajiti, later that person change their mind and start practicing the correct pathway. Soimang lokam pabhaseti abhamuto chandama. That person is like a person who came out of a dark cloud. A moon came out of a dark cloud. When the moon is covered by the dark cloud, you can't see the moonlight. When it came out of a dark cloud, then you can see the moonlight perfectly, and the moon can give the brightness to the earth. The same way, if someone is late, if someone is not practicing, now is the time for you to change. You can start practicing. No one is late in this life. Everyone, in every age category, everyone still have time to change their life, still have time to practice, still have time to apply those valuable lessons and develop their mind. So, that's what we can do. Right now, we can analyze the mental condition of ourselves right now. We can use the time. I think most of us who complain that we don't have enough time to meditate, pandemic have given us an example. No, you have time. Only thing that you did not manage. Only thing that you have used that time to the unnecessary things. Because you lived through that. So people can live through like that. You can see your friends online, still you lived through that. So which means that gives an example that we can have more time, we can arrange more time in our life to meditate. Most of the people complain that they feel bad because they didn't know what to do. They were like lonely and they didn't know what to do. The time is there. They come back from work and then sometimes they work at home, and after work they have nothing to do. So why not meditate? Why don't you practice Dhamma? Why don't you listen to Dhamma talks? Maybe any type of, not straight away practicing the Dhamma, maybe anything good to the society. Support someone. Manage your time in a proper way. So that's definitely possible. It's not impossible. It's that the need and the environment and the encouragement is not there. Once you find the need, once you want it so badly, once you find the arrangement and environment properly, definitely you can do that. Most of us are right now not really seeing it in a proper way, because we, in a way, like we used to say that we don't have time. It's like a thing that like now even if you don't have time, even if you have time, you will say, oh, I'm busy today, I don't have time. My life is a busy life. That if you really analyze, if you really manage, if you really calculate, we can find out a lot of time that you have and a lot of time that you can manage to use to practice Dhamma. So, at the same time, when you have time, when you have the proper environment to arrange, when you have proper environment to think about yourself, you can always think about others as well. Like, you can use the same time, you can use the same opportunity, same practice to think about others and support others. As always, human beings cannot live alone. We are a community animal. We need the community to live. If you can care about the community and show that respect and show that kindness to the community, see the needs of the other people and support others as well in the proper manner, that definitely will help you to develop your kindness, and our society will be also beautiful. We'll look upon each other for the support, we'll look upon each other with kindness, will be a wonderful and a compassion, kindness and loving kindness based society. So this is the lesson for today. So I'd like to share these meritorious deeds with all of you. May this merit support you to be happy, healthy, peaceful and content, and reach the ultimate bliss of Nibbana by the meritorious deeds that we earn today by delivering a Dhamma talk. And also the group of Vishaka Vidyalaya Past People's Association would like to offer dana to the monks tomorrow and to complete and fulfill their offerings and this wonderful meritorious event. So we'd like to share these meritorious deeds of Dhamma talk and all other deeds that we have earned with all the monks in the world, all the deities, and all the past relatives, all the relatives who live with us today. May all of them be happy, healthy, peaceful and content and reach the ultimate bliss of Nibbana. Also would like to share these meritorious deeds to Mrs. Jeremias Diaz, the founder of Vishaka Vidyalaya, and also would like to share the merits to past principals, teachers, students and families and everyone. May all of you share these meritorious deeds, be happy, healthy, peaceful and content and reach the ultimate bliss of Nibbana. I also would like to share these meritorious deeds to the organizers who organize this wonderful Dhamma discussion and also give the opportunity for others to listen to Dhamma as well and to discuss about the valuable life lessons. May all of you be happy, healthy, peaceful and content and reach the ultimate bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Let's share the meritorious deeds. Please chant together with me. Ettavata cham hehi sambatang punya sampadang sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Ettavata cham hehi sambatang punya sampadang sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Ettavata cham hehi sambatang punya sampadang sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Idamme ñātinang hotu sukhita hontu ñātayo. Idamme ñātinang hotu sukhita hontu ñātayo. Idamme ñātinang hotu sukhita hontu ñātayo. Idamme puññang asavakkaya vahang hotu sabba dukkha pamujjatu. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
I would like to take this opportunity if anyone has any questions.
One thing I'd like to ask, it's interesting what you said today and just to hear how it aligns with the Arya Ashtanga Marga, just in a brief way, just to...
Yeah, sorry, how that teaches us?
How you teach the topics you mentioned, how it aligns with
Noble Eightfold Path, yes. Like first of all, we talk about the qualities. So, when you look at the qualities, that we can see someone change from the mentality that he had before to a new and advanced mentality to look at the humankind and look at the society in a different angle. That directly influenced by the teachings of, if that thing is directly influenced by the teaching of Lord Buddha, that leads to Sammaditthi. Sammaditthi means change of the vision. Ditti means vision. So then, if someone had a vision before that killing other animals and hurting other animals is okay, he changed his vision. No, it's not okay. It's a wrong thing. He's changed that vision. If someone had a vision before disturbing others are okay, he changed his vision. In a way, he developed Samma Sankappa. He changed his concepts. He changed his ideology. So previously, the person who said, no, it's okay, that we don't have to worry about it. And previously, the person say, no, the teachings of Lord Buddha is wrong, this is not the correct pathway. And the later person recognized, no, these teachings also have value. This is also an ancient philosophy or teaching system taught by someone. So then, a person changed his vision and view about the Dhamma, view about the world, view about the mankind, view about the Four Noble Truth. That leads to the Sammaditthi. And the person who changed the concept about it, ideology about it, that concept and ideology change help him to change the Samma Sankappa. At the same time, all these qualities, like especially if you develop like metta, as an example, compassion, that leads to develop wholesome deeds and move away all the unwholesome deeds. So that leads to Samma Vayama, because if you're developing a wholesome deed and avoiding unwholesome deed, that's Samma Vayama. And then if you are doing it with the proper mind, then definitely, if you show kindness and compassion to others, you develop mindfulness. You can't do that without mindfulness. So then you develop Samma Sati. And the person who developed in such a manner, will be aligned with principles, because that is also another quality, sila. So when you practice the quality of sila, you are practicing sama kammanta, sama jiva, and sama vacha. So then last one, sama samadhi, you can achieve by practicing the next level. So first level maybe not that much, maybe sometime. Like as an example, I mentioned before, the person who practices generosity, proper words and kindness and compassion, that person may have peace of mind. That person will have calm mind. The calm mind and the peaceful mind may lead that person's concentration into a high level. That can lead to sama samadhi. So in that manner, you actually, in a way, that each and everything that we do in our day-to-day life directly link up with the noble eightfold path, because of if that thing is associated with the correct view. Anything else?
Anything else? Thank you, Bhante. Let's play respects now. Silavantang gunavantang punyakettang anuttarang dullabena mayaladdang passitum vanditum varang Sariputtadi Thera nang agatang patipatiya saddha sila dayava sang buddha puttang namamahang.
Sapiti vajjantu sabbarogo vinassatu mate bhavattvantarayo sukhi digayuko bhava bauta sabba mangalang rakkantu sabba devata sabba buddhanubhavena sabba dhammanubhavena sabba sanghanubhavena sada sotti bhavantu te.